for all.
Call 800-871-9227. That's 800-871-9227. 800-871-9227.
Watch my reports from Delta County only on 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mitchell Reif. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, the sled dog season is inching closer and closer. We're taking a look at the upcoming Dryland Dash and the prep work behind those sled dogs. And the fall semester is in full swing at Manistee area schools. Hear from the superintendent, who says he's surprised at this year's enrollment numbers. And later, we are live in Green Bay right before the start of the rivalry game. Your 19 News starts right now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
In your first warning weather forecast, we've had some colder fall weather. Can we expect that to kind of continue into the weekend, Ariane?
No. I mean, yes, but no. We're actually going to be warming up a little bit, Mitchell, and we could be seeing some areas even in those low 80s coming this weekend. But with that, we also have chances of precipitation, maybe even some serious thunderstorms. I've got that in your full forecast coming up in a little bit. But mostly our temperatures are going to stick in that mid 60-degree range for the next couple of days at least. Today we saw a high of 66 out at the National Weather Service. Your full forecast after the break.
New details tonight. A Trinary man has been sentenced to prison after he was found guilty of several felonies earlier this summer. Marquette County prosecuting attorney announced that 34-year-old Brandon Click was sentenced this morning in the 25th Circuit Court. Click was found guilty on July 14th after a 4-day trial on the charges of torture, first-degree criminal sexual conduct, unlawful imprisonment, 2 counts of assault with the intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder by strangulations, and domestic violence. All of Click's sentences will run concurrently with each other, and he will not be eligible for parole until he has served a minimum of 22 years. He will also be required to register as a sex offender and will be subject to electronic monitoring for the rest of his life. And around the UP, Manistee area public schools are back in session for the fall, and enrollment numbers are looking up. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has the details on that, as well as staffing needs that are within the district.
The fall semester is in full swing at Manistee area schools, and Superintendent Howard Parmentier says he's been pleasantly surprised by this year's enrollment.
Enrollment is actually up in both our elementary and our high school. Over the previous years, we've lost probably 10 to 20 students per year. We're actually up over 10 in each building.
Parmentier is excited to have a full education staff on board to teach them.
This is the first year that I've been in Manistee that we've actually had a full staff of certified teachers in every classroom. Not the same for bus drivers.
Like many school districts, Manistee was looking to start the year short on bus drivers.
But we had a retired bus driver return, so we would be full. So we have one posting for a bus driver. When we fill that, the one that returned would like to retire again.
And there's always a need for substitute drivers.
We have a lot of situations where if we have sports, if a driver gets sick, we are combining routes. That's definitely not what we want to do, but we have to do to just make sure our kids get safely to where they need to be.
Manistee is looking for more substitute teachers as well, and offering increased pay for both positions.
For substitute teachers, we've been raising that rate by $10 a year. We're now at $110 per day. What's disappointing is no matter how much we raise it, it doesn't seem like we're getting more.
Academically, the future is bright, with students notably earning competitive math and English PSAT scores last year. Parmentier says thanks to hardworking students and a dedicated staff, he's optimistic about the year ahead.
With changes that we've made in our instruction, just in general, our teachers have been fantastic, and I look forward to continuing that, building that relationship for the success of our students.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Manistee.
And the Upper Peninsula Sled Dog Association is preparing for their big fall event, the 7th annual Dryland Dash. They're teaming up with the Wisconsin Trailblazers Sled Dog Club to host the event at the Negaunee Township Park. Unlike the longer races that take place in the winter, this race features teams taking on a 2-mile loop over 2 days to determine a winner and to hopefully attract more people to join in on the fun. Youpers will be able to have an opportunity to compete for free no matter how experienced they are.
Got 3 scholarships available for people that want to try it for the first time. And what we will do is to pay their entry fee for this year for the event, for one event that they wish to race in and try it out.
The races will be starting at 9 a.m. both days. And for more information, just head to our website or mobile app, WZMQ 19. And the Packers are set to take on the Detroit Lions tonight, creating a stadium of excitement for that rivalry game. It's all happening at Lambeau Field tonight, which is where we find WZMQ's Scott Mitchell in Green Bay, just hours away from kickoff. How's it going tonight, Scott?
Mitch, it's going good, and you can tell that it's almost game time here. But if we look at the game tonight, it's the Lions' first divisional matchup of the season. The Lions and Packers are both coming in tonight's game at 2-1 records, and both looking to stay above that 500 mark. Now, the other teams in the NFC North, the Bears and the Vikings, are both still winless on the year, so tonight's game could have a major impact on the outlook of the division. But joining me now is Steve Whelan. Now, Mitch, we might be in Wisconsin, but it feels like we're still at home in the Ute because Steve here organized a bus to bring a full van of Youpers here to the game. Steve, now tell me, why did you decide to bring the bus here tonight?
Oh, we do it every year. It's awesome. We got 37 people on the bus. I got my son, I got my daughter, I got some employees from Big Boy, little sponsorship from Big Boy to bring the bus down here, and we're just here to have fun.
Now, what is your favorite part about, bringing everyone here to the game? But, you got some Lions fans, some Packers fans. Does that make a little bit of excitement?
Too many Lion fans, obviously, but yes, my favorite part is the game itself, but just the ride down was fun, lots of music, lots of fun, lots of laughs, and we're here to watch the Packers take over first place in the NFC North.
All right, Steve, well, give me your game prediction tonight.
27-24 Packers with a field goal to win it at the end of the game.
All right, well, that sounds exciting. Steve, thank you very much for joining us. Mitch, I'll be back at 11 o'clock with a game recap and a little bit more about the fans who came down here to support the Packers and Vikings, Packers and Lions. Back to you, Mitch.
Scott, thank you so much. Heading into our break, your first warning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, the Cover 2. Luke Giardi is here to talk about the arguable one of the biggest high school games coming up just 2 minutes away. And anticipation for a government shutdown increases as it could impact hundreds of thousands of employees. We'll have that update in just 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Start your fall cleanup. Push brooms are $8.89 each. Your choice on these storage totes, $7.99 each. This screwdriver set is hot priced at $4.99. Bird food, just $14.99. And don't forget, we have pumpkins. Get 11% off those and everything else. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome to Buddy Games.
Josh Duhamel puts friendship to the test when teams of best buddies battle it out.
Ain't nothing gonna stop us right now.
What makes us strong is all of us.
In the ultimate summer camp competition.
We're gonna win this thing. We're fighters.
Here we go. To win the $200,000 grand prize.
We've all put everything on the line to be here.
Here's to the Buddy Games.
A new Buddy Games with Josh Duhamel tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Mike Baxter, Pioneer.
Dad, how do you kill an elk?
Wait outside the lodge until last call, then hit him with a tire iron. And Legend. I have a 60-year-old truck and a 30-year-old marriage. You should be happy that I am stuck in my old ways.
I do love that truck.
No wonder he's the last man standing.
Amy Doyle reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Those winds still coming out of the east and southeast, fairly calm. We're not expecting any major gusts like we saw earlier this week. Temperatures currently still fairly warm out there, mid-60s, low 70s as well. Tonight, though, our lows expected to be in the 50s. Check it out, though. Iron River and Iron Mountain could see about 49 overnight, and we're talking like in that early morning time frame, which reminds me, we've got a full moon this evening, friends. I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. That rain possibly returning on Friday. I've got Futurecast showing you what's going on with that in just a moment. And then tomorrow we'll expect mostly sunny skies for everybody, but chances of showers here and there, maybe even a storm. And we'll see that possibly tomorrow evening. Again, those temperatures for the evening primarily in that 50-60 degree range, and during the day, mid 60s to mid 70s. Taking a look at the comfy zone, eventually we'll get to this ideal zone mid-Friday, early evening, and then after that we could see some near record temperatures this evening, this weekend. Everything looking fairly dry for Green Bay as well as the UP and even over there in Detroit, but we could expect some showers as the radar is showing we are fairly dry at the moment. So let's watch these clouds kind of cruise on out, mostly clear conditions this evening, and then as we get into our morning, we'll expect maybe a sprinkle or two down there in Menominee County and here and there across the UP, maybe 4 o'clock over in Gogebic County, but mostly clear conditions for at least the east portion of the UP. And then Saturday, here's where we can see more precipitation and possible heavy thunderstorms pushing in. I know, I'm sorry to say, and this was not exactly in the forecast the other day, but yeah, as we know, the conditions definitely change. So around 11 a.m., we'll expect those showers to slow down, maybe not seeing as many thunderstorms popping up here and there, and then a fairly dry evening as of right now with some cloud coverage, of course, maybe a sprinkle or two continuing on that Saturday night. So yes, howl along. We've got a full moon, all of these different moons. Right now we are in the harvest moon, and technically it appears Thursday evening at sunset, but the peak time to see this is at 5:58 in the morning on Friday. So this full moon again happens closest to the fall equinox, and it's special because it rises at almost the exact time on sunset for consecutive evenings. And we call it the harvest moon because it's giving more time for the farmers to collect the harvest. All right, tomorrow, you've been schooled. Tomorrow, we've got those temperatures in that 70 degree, low 70s, even down to the mid 60s. Should be fairly nice conditions for Escanaba's homecoming game. Partly sunny skies at about 7 o'clock, 63 degrees, and we'll expect those temperatures to dip down a little bit. Our 7-day outlook for Marquette, Negaunee, friends, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms during that Strut Your Mud event, so make sure you're prepared for that.
Happening in New York, Senator Kristen Gillibrand tells us a government shutdown will hurt families across the nation and our economy. Gillibrand tells us that a government shutdown would cause chaos, impacting hundreds of thousands of federal employees as well as thousands of service members who will be forced to work without pay until Congress approves a spending measure. The senator is calling a Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, and House Republicans to work across the aisle to fund the government.
The one thing McCarthy's been unwilling to do is negotiate with Democrats, which is just a mistake on his part. And I think it's because he had to give away so much of his power when he was negotiating his speakership. And so the far right have a veto threat on almost everything that McCarthy is doing. And so he's listening to a handful of ultra-conservative Republicans who don't care if the government shuts down.
Coming up after the break, we sat down with Visit Keweenaw talking about the Platter Day celebration they hold up in the Copper Country, and our 19 News Insights right after this.
Someday your son's gonna test you. It's gonna force you to make a decision.
A man must stand with his people, and we are not your people.
There is nothing you could do I won't forgive you for.
Yeah, there is.
Yellowstone,
Sunday after 60 Minutes on CBS.
Brought to you locally by Erickson Jewelers. There's nothing like the feeling you get being outdoors. The UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo has everything you need to be ready. The expo returns to the UP State Fairgrounds Ruth Butler Building. Inside, discover great sponsors with everything from bait to rods and reels. Mark it down now on your calendar, November 3rd through the 5th at the UP State Fairgrounds. The UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo, brought to you by the Daily Press and WZMQ 19 News.
First Bank, where it's all about people.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Sarah Blakely.
Tonight on Insights, we're looking at some of the UP's favorite styles of clothing, plaid, and the events that celebrate it. Joining me on the Zoom is Visit Keweenaw's event coordinator, Jesse Wiederhold. Jesse, thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk a little bit about that Keweenaw Platter Day celebration coming up. What is that event kind of going to be about?
Well, Mitch, I really wish I would have worn plaid today to kind of get the spirit going, but it's going to be a great time. This is a world record-breaking initiative. So the goal is to break an Ontario record from 2019, wearing the most people wearing plaid in a photo. So this kind of just came to us. We were sitting in the office, and 906 Day was coming up pretty quick. Just a little too soon to do something fun, but Platter Day was a nice distance away. We thought, why not try and break this record, right? Really think a lot of people in the Keweenaw, especially the UP, have some big Upper pride. I think Platter Day is going to be a great day to show that off. Everyone's going to meet at the Houghton High School next week, Friday, October 6th. It's going to be 12:45. We're going to try and take the picture. So really encouraging people to come early and wear plaid.
In years prior, what has the number been in terms of turnout?
So this is going to be our first time trying this out, so it's super exciting. We're really just going with this as it happens, right? So we just came up with this idea, but we've gotten some pretty great interest. Houghton High School was willing to host the location, so we'll have a great big field. We did order 2,000 wristbands already, so the goal to beat is 1,359. So we're prepared to give out those wristbands to the first 2,000 people. It would be great if we ran out. But yeah, Brockett's going to be taking the picture. We've notified Guinness, and we're trying to work on getting that certification. But we really think we're going to be able to do it with the interest we've seen so far.
That's amazing. And this time of year, obviously with plaid, is the peak fall color time of year to kind of be viewing that. You've got seaplane viewing that you actually just went on.
That's right, and it was such a thrilling time. I'll be honest, I was a little, going up, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? But, once we got up in the air, it was a lot of fun. Really encourage anyone to try that out if they haven't. You take a loop right from the Portage Canal, you take off on the water, go up to Lake Linden, Dollar Bay area, over Mohawk and the Eagle River. Can tell you the colors are really starting to change now. I think people coming up to the Keweenaw especially have about, 2-3 weeks, and things are going to start to die down. The colors are getting really intense, sort of the inner areas, Mohawk and down through Calumet, Alloway. But as you get closer to the shore sides, things are a little green. So now's the time to get that variety of colors the next couple weeks. It's going to be beautiful.
Awesome. Jesse, right before we wrap, we are heading into Halloween season. What kind of festivities are taking place up in the Keweenaw?
Yeah, that's right, Mitch. I don't know if anyone has dogs, so bring your dog's costume contest. So October 14th, it's a Saturday, 4 o'clock, we're having the Halloweeny race and costume parade. So really great fundraiser for the Copper Country Humane Society. A lot of fundraisers, might split some proceeds, or maybe it goes to a couple places. 100% of the money raised at this fundraiser, bring your dog in a costume and do the parade, do the race. All of that money goes to the Humane Society directly. So we're really trying to help them out and throw something fun. It's going to be happening during Treat Street, so trick or treat and bring your dogs too.
That's awesome. For any more information, where can kind of people go to get that information?
Yeah, as always, we are your Keweenaw experts, so go right on over to our website, www.visitkeweenaw.com. We really try to do a good job of putting all of these events and information really just in a streamlined process. So if you're trying to figure out when and where, we have the intel. So come to us.
You definitely do. Jesse, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mitch.
Still ahead tonight is the Cover 2. Luke Giardi is here to talk about a UP team quietly handling their rise to victory. And later, a herd of feral pigs has been spotted around Wisconsin border, causing damage to property. We'll hear from the Wisconsin DNR in just about 6 minutes. But first, here's your Upers United Volunteer Opportunity of the Day. The Dryland Dash is still looking for volunteers to just sit on points of the trail to maintain racer safety. This race will be taking place in Negaunee Township on October 14th and 15th. A great event to see what these teams are doing to prepare themselves for the winter race season and, of course, the UP 200. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, just head to upersunited.com.
We've got a lot of news coming up. Frequent flyer fallout. The backlash tonight against one major airline who changed their customer loyalty program. Why passengers were outraged. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
An exciting new game show, Loteria Loca, is coming to CBS.
I am ready!
Every week, players can win $1 million.
What do they have to do? Survive on an island with a bunch of strangers?
Oh, no. Simply get 3 in a row playing the classic Mexican bingo game, Loteria.
Now that's crazy!
No, that's loca.
Loteria Loca, series premiere Monday, 9/8 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Celebrate 110 years with savings at the Kirkish Furniture Anniversary Sale. Lazy Boy recliners starting at $466. Get a free box spring with the purchase of a Restonic mattress. Free local delivery, 12-month no-interest financing. Hurry in, limited quantities.
IRS, open up. The IRS is the most feared agency in the country and has the power to seize assets, garnish wages, and even put you in jail for back taxes and unfiled tax returns. Don't be a victim. Call Kick IRS right now and let us kick those IRS problems out of your life once and for all. Our powerful team of tax experts will fight hard for you and will not stop until we've resolved your tax problems on your terms. And if you qualify, we may even reduce or eliminate your tax debt altogether. No more sleepless nights wondering when the IRS is going to come after you. Take control of your tax problems today and make the phone call. We have an A rating with a Better Business Bureau, and we offer a 100% written guarantee, so there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. The consultation is free and the phone call is free. So pick up the phone right now and kick those IRS problems out of your life once and for all.
Call 800-871-9227. That's 800-871-9227. 800-871-9227.
Mike Baxter.
How do you kill an elk?
Wait outside the lodge until last call, then hit it with a tire iron. Pioneer. I have a 60-year-old truck and a 30-year-old marriage. I am stuck in my old ways.
I do love that truck.
Last man standing.
It's time to run the Cover 2. Luke Giardi is here to preview arguably the biggest game on the high school football slate this week. Hey, Luke.
Hey, Mitchell. We knew that conference realignment was going to make things interesting this year, particularly in the Westpac Copper. But I think interesting may be an understatement. Within a 3-week window, the likes of Gladstone, Kingsford, and Negaunee all beat one another to stay in the conference title fight. But while those 3 teams were beating up on each other, there was another team quietly handling their business, knowing that the gauntlet would soon come. The Menominee Maroons are in their first season in the Westpac, and through 5 weeks, they have been objectively the most dominant team in the UP, even though they come in at number 2 in this week's UPSSA poll. The Maroons are fresh off a 56-0 victory at Houghton, and the goose egg on the opposing team's scoreline has been a trend in Menominee games. The Maroons have allowed just 6 points all season. Not 6 points per game, 6 total points allowed in 5 games. Hancock was able to sneak a touchdown in on the Maroons, the only team to have any such luck. With 5 posted shutouts, Menominee is outscoring their opponents 236-6. The one caveat is that the teams they've played are a combined 5-21 on the year, And now the real test comes as the Maroons will take on Gladstone, Negaunee, and Kingsford in consecutive weeks. And it starts tomorrow night when Menominee welcomes in Gladstone, a Braves team that started the season 2-0 with big victories over Marquette and Negaunee. But after a Week 3 loss to Kingsford, it's felt like Gladstone has taken a back seat in the realm of public perception. The Braves have since beat Hancock and Westwood by a combined 70 points, but still come in at only number 5 in this week's poll and still have 2022 Dream Team quarterback Nate Young under center. So will it be the stifling defense of the Maroons or the all-UP quarterback that gets the upper hand in not only this game, but the Westpac Copper race? We'll find out tomorrow night in Menominee when they kick it off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For more local sports coverage, tune into the Sports Drive weekdays with myself and Tyler Young from 3 to 4 p.m. on Fox Sports Marquette 105.1, 99.9. And what a compelling matchup to watch tomorrow night, Mitchell.
Holy cow, wow, what a record.
Yeah.
Luke, thank you so much. Continuing on, invasive species experts are asking the public for help with any information or trail camera footage and pictures of a sounder of wild hogs. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle has the story.
The Florence County Conservationist says 2 farms in the area have reported serious crop damage. So far, reports are circulating near Aurora and Commonwealth. The USDA has placed a cell camera to monitor, but no movement has been confirmed. The damage is attributed to a feral pig group, as confirmed by the USDA and a landowner.
We have a 55-acre hayfield that they totally destroyed. So when we went out to do second crop hay, there was nothing there.
Lidlow says the USDA confirmed tracks and scat from the hogs. The Florence County Conservationist is concerned about not only crop damage, but damage to the forest ecology that could spread to the Upper Peninsula if the problem isn't dealt with.
This is more than 1 or 2 individual pigs. This is probably a full group, in which case we probably have a breeding population. Feral pigs do just fine up north and other areas.
It was big gouges in the ground. It was stuff looked like it had been turned over, and we thought it was sandhill cranes.
Their damage can appear as sandhill crane damage or damage from other wildlife.
The conservationist explained that legally, with a small game license and landowner permission, the pigs can be hunted. But conservationists are concerned that shooting them will cause them to disperse and make a bigger mess.
We need hunters' reports on seeing them, either in person or on their trail cameras. It's not ideal for them to shoot them if they're in a group right now.
One farmer estimates repairs to cost a minimum of $10,000 in seed and fertilizer alone.
If we don't get them contained, we'll be fighting this issue for years to come.
Invasive species experts here are encouraging anyone out hunting or baiting to be on the lookout for pigs. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Kingsford.
Your final forecast is coming up after the break. We'll be right back right after this.
Tonight, what's the basis for the Biden impeachment inquiry? Republicans make their case, and the suspect in the Baltimore Tech CEO murder is caught. But why was the repeat offender free? Then, a new manufacturing boom, where the jobs are being created on the CBS Evening News.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
Now more than ever, you need to know what's happening here in Washington. Decisions affecting your life by the people you set here. I'm Rachel Knapp. Tracking the daily decisions by your senators and representatives. That's my job, and I report to you. Healthcare, education, the economy, taxes, jobs, all hang in the balance. Watch my reports from Capitol Hill only on WZMQ 19 News.
It's important to get a flu shot each and every year because flu viruses are constantly changing and immunity from the vaccine decreases over time. Flu vaccines are updated annually to work against that year's viruses. The best time to get your shot is in the fall, but getting it later can still help. Getting a flu shot lowers your risk of getting sick, and if you do happen to get flu, it's likely to be less severe.
Come on down to Outdoor Man.
When do I get to shoot the crossbows?
We're breaking the rules. So you're 13. I don't even think it's legal. So we should do it after lunch.
Outdoor Man is open for business on Last Man Standing.
Still a little bit of sunshine out there before those clouds eventually clear out. We're expecting mostly clear conditions for our evening. For Friday, we'll look at those temperatures in the mid to upper 60s for the school day before they rise up a little bit further. And then in Iron Mountain on Saturday, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms possible for that walk to end Alzheimer's. Your 7-day outlook for Escanaba, possible rain this weekend, but then drying up after that.
Finally tonight, this weekend's businesses in Manastee's West Side are coming together for an autumn tradition. Saturday is the 5th annual West Side Flannel Festival. Local shop owners, crafters, and other vendors will line Deer Street on one afternoon of fun. West Side's Flannel Fest is free to the public, and events kick off at 11 a.m. and continue until 6 p.m. That's all the time we have for tonight. We'll see you right back here at 11:10 Central. Have a great night.
Tonight.